Okay, here is the answer. And it was probably known around before 2007. And they put me into a situation where I was wasting time at a cancer charity. I shouldn't have even accepted a salary. So they must have known that they could let me announce the groundbreaking new cancer treatment. And they could allow me to announce it, and it means they knew it before, obviously, and so it's a regional announcement, or it's they know it, and finally I figured it out. And I had been thinking about what is it called, enzymes, and I had been thinking about biological warfare against cancer, and I thought, well, mm, bacteria can't get into the uh, the tumor. Bacteria don't have mobility. Viruses are small enough to have some mobility and get through cell walls, and they can get into a living cell. But the answer is something bigger than a bacteria, not something smaller than a bacteria. And this is known, and so I'm not the first one. They wanted me to announce it, I guess, so that they could say, well, obviously, here's the evidence. We already knew that, and a long time ago we knew it. And it's just that the Americans have to have an American announce it. And the Americans don't want to admit that it came from a foreign scientist before me announcing it. I figure. But I have to announce it, even though some people will say, "Oh, he's announced the cure. It's a treatment, not the cure for cancer, because cancer can be so far developed that this treatment doesn't even work. But it's a preventive. It's a treatment and a preventative. And what it is something bigger. I think it's a nematode that has enzymes. It's a flesh burrowing parasite that's bigger than um, bacteria. And the idea came from the suspicion that I had gotten pinworms. Uh, if you step in crap, that's one way to get pinworms. Okay, so then if you get some sort of there's another a nematode that's in cat shit, is what they say, and I don't know what they call it exactly, but so then there's flesh burrowing worms of various sizes, and they use enzymes to burrow, and the enzymes break down things like collagen and protein, and they can get into the tumor. Okay, so this is the answer. And I had spoke about or written about it, other things, but not this. Other things like other forms of biological warfare, but the organisms have to be big enough that they're mobile. Some of them are small enough they can get distributed throughout the lymph system, lymph nodes, I guess. So there's a liquid flowing around in the body, under the skin, and um, above the muscles. I don't know, something like that. There's fluid that's moving around in the body, and so then maybe these nematodes get into the lymph system, and that's where some cancers can occur too, in the lymph system. So then the nematodes have a what is it, enzyme, and they can burrow through flesh and eat tumors and preventatively destroy lumps where an enlarged lymph node is turning into a cancer tumor. The the nematodes. It's not as big as a pinworm, but pinworms also could be used. Various forms like of flesh burrowing worms could be used to dis, uh, devour cancer, and they already knew about using maggots in wounds. So this is well known in the medical literature, and maybe they take cancer patients in after the cancer patient has lost all hope. They take them into a secret treatment facility, and they say, now it's time for the cure. and it's various forms of. There's nematodes that can move through liquid like the lymph node system and get it around all over the body, um, and they have enzymes to destroy cancerous growths, and they're burrowing. They have the ability to burrow into an enlarged a lymph node. And then there's other flesh burrowing worms, such as those that are more commonly known, that they use, that dogs and pigs get infected with them from getting in the soil. And these too many of those worms, or too large of those worms, can weaken their heart and burrow into the muscle of the heart and make the heart much weaker and kill the animal ultimately. But if you have none of them and the antibiotics have killed off everything, then you can get a cancer which is not being um, consumed by any of these nematodes or these screw worms or pinworms or um, various worms that burrow through the flesh. That's the answer, and it's been known for a while. So, that, why would I say it after I knew someone else already knew it before me? Because um, if you know something, you have to say it, because people are desperate for new cancer treatments, um, and that's knowing that they already know it before me. I wouldn't want to bother to announce that I found it, because they already know it. So, um, various parasitic nematodes and worms of various sizes. That's the answer to attacking cancer with biological warfare. And it's also very manageable by the use of antibiotics. And nobody's afraid of getting uh, overwhelmed by the nematodes found in cat feces, or the nematodes that are no, or the screw worms or the pinworms that are infecting heartworms that are infecting dogs. Nobody's afraid that's going to create an outbreak, but it is a form of biological warfare against cancer. That's the answer. Others knew it before me, but if you think, yeah, others knew it before me, and I'm sure of it. Anyway, that's the conclusion. I've written a lot about it, and I've thought a lot about it, and it's clearly that I'm not the first one to have thought of this, and I'm sure it's been tried before. They were already trying maggots to clean wounds for a long time ago. So I'm sure cancer treatments would have tried various flesh burrowing worms for the use of their enzymes in their ability to burrow through the flesh requires the enzymes that they use, and that gives them the ability to destroy cancer. All right, that's all.